Is Jaya being a spoiled sport, bouncing away the team from Sri Lanka? Is this a reflection of justified anger or is this a gross overreaction? Joining us on the center stage face-off tonight, I want to introduce first Sharat Kumar, very well-known film actor, also politician, joining us from Chennai tonight. Also with us on this broadcast, Mani Shankar Iyer from the Congress Party, Dr. Subramaniam Swamy, senior leader of the BJP. With us also at this time, live from Colombo, is D. Devananda. He is the Minister for Traditional Industries and Small Enterprise Development in the government of Sri Lanka. And Dr. Eslin Naganathan is a pro-Tamil rights activist joining us from Chennai. I want to go across first to Sharat Kumar. Because Mr. Kumar, the manner in which diplomacy was yoked by Tamil politics and Jaya, the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, literally chased away a young team from Sri Lanka. Is this not completely the wrong thing to do, Mr. Sharat Kumar? You've invited a team over and suddenly you claim that there is a security problem and you chase this team away. Does this not reflect very poorly on the state government of Tamil Nadu and on India as a country, Mr. Kumar?
I don't think it reflects badly on the state government of Tamil Nadu, because basically you should see under what context is this being done. There has been a derogatory remark made by the defense website, and it is derogatory in the sense where the Chief Minister and our Honorable Prime Minister, the letter to correspondence has been very badly ridiculed by the Sri Lankan authorities. So there has been upheaval over here in the state of Tamil Nadu. Many associations, many outfits are actually condemning the act.
So why take it out on the children?
Right now,
why take it out on these young cricketers? Even if there is anger, why should the outburst be reflected in the team from Sri Lanka be chased away,
No, it is not the outburst reflected on the team. She is looking at the security and safety of the people over here. By chance, if something goes wrong somewhere, it should not be again blamed here.
So is it not then a very poor reflection, Mr. Sharat Kumar, of the law and order in Tamil Nadu if you can't take care of a guest team?
You should go to the primary. No, Rahul, I think you should go to the primary facts of the whole thing. The whole thing started because of the derogatory remarks posted on a army website, the Sri Lankan army website. So that should be taken into the consideration before we go into the secondary issue that you are talking to me right now. I think that has created a furore over here. It's a remark not only on the state government, the Honorary Chief Minister, Madam Jaya, but it's an insult to the entire country. Even the Prime Minister should have taken notice of this, taken cognizance of the incident.
We'll come to the role of the Prime Minister in just a moment, but Sharat Kumar has set up this debate by saying that look at the primary issue, the manner in which the Chief Minister of Jaya and the Prime Minister of India were mocked in a derogatory post put up on the Sri Lankan Defence website, and that is what led to this reaction. Don't look just in isolation at the Sri Lankan team being sent away, Dr. Subramaniam Swamy. Look at the original provocation. But does the provocation justify the reaction? How do you want to respond, Dr. Swamy, to Sharat Kumar?
Well, first of all, you say the Sri Lankan government at the highest levels expressed regret for it. They apologized for it, and the matter should have been treated as closed. After all, we have diplomatic relations with Sri Lanka, and the Sri Lankan president was invited to be present at the oath-taking ceremony of the Prime Minister. So we have good relations with Sri Lanka. We have trade with them, and these are young boys, 12-year-old, 13-year-olds. Many of them are Tamils. They came here. India is a world champion class, and being a world champion class, they have a right. They were all looking forward to participating in a cricket here, and at that time to take it out on them after the Sri Lankan government has formally expressed regret, I think it is a juvenile or total incompetence of the government of Tamil Nadu.
Sharat Kumar must respond. After the Sri Lankan government has officially apologized, then to react in this fashion suggests that the government in Tamil Nadu has been very juvenile, suggests Dr. Swamy. Mr. Kumar.
No, I don't think he should have used the word juvenile about our Chief Minister, because it's not a juvenile act. He should also understand the state government position over here. There have been many organizations who have been, condemning the very act, the posting of derogatory remarks on the website. And the things are, though the security is very clear that nothing can go amiss. But still, if some small incident happens and something really happens to the young boys, again it will reflect on the security system over here, and again people will point a finger at the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, Madam Jaya. I think what she has done in the present situation, the political climate over here, how the people of Tamil Nadu have taken this issue is what we have to look at it, Mr. Rao.
Do you accept this, Mr. Manishankar Iyer, that this is a precautionary step taken by the Tamil Nadu Chief Minister, or do you think this is tit for tat retaliation for putting up the derogatory post and the poor kids are being penalized for no fault of theirs?
Number one, if Jaya cannot control the security situation in Tamil Nadu, she doesn't deserve to be the Chief Minister of the state. Second, why should
I take a strict
13, 14 years old be taken to task for something that they had nothing to do with? Third, why doesn't she not understand, does she not accept that although there was an attempt to crack a rather poor joke, the Sri Lankan government have taken the action of removing it from the website and apologizing? So why should it be made into an issue thereafter? Fourth, who is responsible for the adverse security situation? The AIADMK. They are the ones who are provoking this. So they create the security situation and then they impede the security situation
that is right.
for pulling out these little boys.
Sharad Kumar, let Manishankar Iyer finish.
Who is in charge of foreign policy in this country? Is it the central government or is it a state government? And finally, how are we going to look after Sri Lankan Tamils who are in need, desperate need of help in rehabilitation, if we conduct ourselves in such a manner that it leads to a disruption of our relationship with the Sri Lankan government? If we want to protest, we should protest to the Sri Lankans. But to protest,
those are very compelling arguments made by Manishankar Iyer.
Relations with them.
And Sharad Kumar must respond. That if,
very, very unfortunate
if the Tamil Nadu Chief Minister cannot guarantee the security of guests who've come to our country, she doesn't deserve to be Chief Minister of the state, Sharad Kumar. That's the first point. No. And why penalize the poor boys who've got nothing at all to do with the derogatory comments that were posted on the Sri Lankan Defence Ministry website?
No, I don't think. I think the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, Madam Jaya, is capable to control any situation in the state of Tamil Nadu. And when a precautionary measure is taken, it is not because she cannot give security to the children. That is not what we are looking at over here, Mr. Iyer. The basic thing is there is a relationship between Sri Lanka and India. The Tamils over there, genocide has happened in Sri Lanka. And there has been ongoing misunderstanding between Sri Lanka and Tamil Nadu. The Tamil Nadu fishermen almost every day have been arrested. So many issues are going on. Things may look very flowery from the centre's point of view, but not at the state point of view.
So, but if this is not a tit for tat retaliation, why was the Sri Lankan juniors team allowed into India and into Chennai in the first place?
That doesn't mean she will not take care of every single being in the state of Tamil Nadu.
Sir, this seems to be petty retaliation.
It is a precautionary measure.
No,
I think that should be welcome at this point of time.
Mr. Sharad Kumar,
and not to go into the stating that Madam Jaya is not capable of handling the situations over here.
But Mr. Sharad Kumar, this seems to be petty retaliation, because if it wasn't, why was the Sri Lankan junior team allowed into Chennai in the first place? You should have never given them permission.
It's not a petty retaliation. I'm sorry to say that. It is only a precautionary measure. Why do you want to take it in such a manner? Why didn't the entire country go behind the Chief Minister? Why didn't the Prime Minister immediately come up with a reaction then? It is the state Chief Minister who has been insulted along with the Prime Minister. So don't we think of that as first?
Dr. Swami?
Shouldn't the Prime Minister have reacted immediately and condemned the very act itself? Nobody has said that. And Manishankar is just watching the whole thing. He's not making a comment on that. He's only talking about the security concerns. It is not this. This is a secondary issue. It is not in retaliation to the fact. I don't think Madam Jaya
is Dr. Swami, two questions have been asked of Modi, of Prime Minister Modi. The first question is by Sharad Kumar. He says, why did Modi not respond? And the second, more important question in my view, is the question asked by Manishankar Iyer, where he says, who's running India's foreign policy, Jaya or Prime Minister Modi, sir?
You see, the first part is concerned. This was an article written by a journalist.
They have to handle the whole
Now, please tell him
Mr.
not to
Sharad
interrupt.
Kumar, can I request you, Mr. Sharad Kumar, can I
He must
please with
behave in a
humility request,
civilized
sir, you've had your chance. In fact,
Let
you've
him
had a
behave in a
disproportionate
civilized
chance.
way.
Mr. Sharad Kumar, with respect, let other guests speak peacefully.
These cinema actors don't know how to debate.
Dr. Swami.
Now, you see, the fact of the matter is, now again he is interrupting. Why don't they go back to the cinema world?
Mr. Sharad Kumar, don't provoke Dr. Swami. Let's keep this debate substantive. And Mr. Sharad Kumar, can I request, please, let's have a sensible debate where everybody gets a full opportunity to make their case. If they don't listen, turn the faders down, turn them up on my instruction. Dr. Swami.
You see, the Prime Minister must have considered this fact that the website was, the article was of a private journalist who put it up, and this happens all the time. For example, Jayalalitha herself, she has an official organ called the MGR paper or something like that, where all kinds of filthy abuses are heaped on Rajapaksa. He doesn't take notice of it. How can the Prime Minister take a notice of an article written by a private individual after especially the Minister and the government of Sri Lanka has expressed an apology?
No, but you need to respond to the more substantive question raised by Manishankar Iyer, who asks, who's running India's foreign policy, Jayalalitha or Modi? Modi said he would not let domestic politics dictate India's foreign policy. Is this not an embarrassment for India to have the Sri Lankan team chased away in this fashion, sir?
I object over here. I would like to say a few words. It's not domestic politics.
It is. Now, why is he interrupting again?
Dr. Swami.
Why is he interrupting? You asked me a question. They should learn to behave. Now, the thing is that as far as foreign policy is concerned, here the decision was not of the center. It was a decision taken by the state government. They themselves have the right under the constitution to take actions to what they assume is a breakdown of law and order. She has taken an action which is, in my opinion, juvenile. But as far as foreign policy is concerned, we are very clear. Mr. Vaiko protested when Rajapaksa was invited to the oath-taking ceremony. He was arrested. That's what Mr.
Manishankar Iyer, do you concede what Subramaniam Swami says, that you cannot blame Prime Minister Modi because this is a decision taken by the state government on a basis of their assessment of the law and order situation? When foreign policy had to be determined, Prime Minister Modi reached out to President Rajapaksa despite the opposition of all the Tamil political parties, sir.
I am not criticizing the central government. I am saying that the state government has created the situation and then is pleading that the situation requires them to throw them out, and it doesn't have the ability to look after the security situation. We've used cricket with Pakistan to defuse tensions, but again and again Jayalalitha uses sport to increase tensions, to augment tensions, and she's got no sense of humor at all. On one occasion when I cracked a joke against her, she immediately put her goons on me, and had they caught me, I would have been killed. So she uses these kinds of things as if she's beyond criticism, as if she's beyond a joke. I think this really reflects the narrow-mindedness of the AIADMK and its leader.
Sharad Kumar, do you want to respond to that this reflects the narrow-mindedness of Jayalalitha, that she can't take a joke? There's a derogatory post. As a leader, you accept that. People write all sorts of stuff.
Who represented a state of... Yeah, I definitely object to his statement of making that it was a joke. If that was a joke, not all the people need not have reacted to it. All the parties together objected to the derogatory posting on that. I think even the central government also took notice of that. We are talking about Modi to make a comment on this issue. We are not talking about the foreign policy, and I'm very clear that Madam Jayalalitha is not the one who proposes the foreign policy of the country. But we are the neighbors to the country which is in dispute over here. I think we have got all the rights. The Tamil Nadu fishermen are facing so many grievous problems over here. She is taking care of all the issues over here. And she is representing to the Prime Minister every now and then about the situation between Sri Lanka and Tamil.
Okay.
The Tamil
I want to
Nadu
bring in
fishermen.
other guests on this
I think
broadcast
calling
as
this
well.
is a joke.
I want to go across first to D. Devananda, Minister of Traditional.
But I don't think we can take it as a joke. Somebody, comparing the Prime Minister and the Chief Minister in a cartoon and then that's not a joke.
That's not a joke. That's in bad taste.
It is a defense
But to
website.
what
How
extent
can
is
you call it a
anger
joke?
justified? Where does it become an overreaction?
that's a
Mr.
very bad
Devananda,
taste. Then
what's the view in Colombo? Do you think the matter should have ended after... Okay, Mr. Sharad Kumar, you've had your say. Mr. Devananda, what's the view in Colombo? Do you think the matter should have ended after an unqualified apology from the Sri Lankan government? Or do you think Jaya and the Tamil Nadu government were in their rights, given that they apprehended a law and order problem, to send the Sri Lankan cricket team away?
When this issue came, there were several Indian media people contacted me and asked me about my view regarding the defense.lk's news.
Yes.
So I said I didn't know, I will go through it and I will come back to them. Then I went through the website, there's nothing. Then when I came back to the Indian media, the media people said no, it was there, they will confirm that. And then I said I will speak to the President Mahinda Rajapaksa and come back to them. So when I talked to the President, he didn't know about that. He said he will check and he will come back to me. Within few seconds, few minutes, he came to me and said this was very shock to him and he has already made order to go into that. And if it is true, we will unconditionally, we will apologize that. So on his behalf, on the government of Sri Lanka and the government of people, I immediately apologized to the Honorable Prime Minister Modi and the Honorable Chief Minister Jaya. I apologize. So this is something, this is not our government policy. If that is the government policy, we will justify that. But we apologize that. There some went wrong there. And about the fishermen issue, so I don't know, this is the forum for me to discuss the fishermen issue, but this is what happened.
Okay.
So this is something wrong. This is not the...
No, but that's an important point, and I want to bring Dr. Naganathan in on this. The minister from Sri Lanka says this is not our government's policy. The moment the president was told, he said apologize, and an unqualified apology was presented. How then can anyone justify the manner in which these young cricketers were chased away from India? It's simply not done, Dr. Naganathan.
Two issues we have to discuss here. The first issue regarding the article, a very sensitive article by a journalist, by a renowned journalist of Sri Lanka, that to an official Lankan website. Like an official Lankan website means it's a website under scrutiny depicting the foreign policy and nature of Sri Lanka. That article per se reflects the hatred of Sinhalese towards Tamil Nadu and Tamil Nadu Chief Minister because of her strong resolutions in our assembly. The resolutions scouting for international independent war crime investigation to declare
But Dr. Naganathan, you just heard a minister from Sri Lanka say that it is not their government policy, it's individual opinion. Surely journalists have the right to say what they want.
But it is aired in their website. It is not like what Subramanian Swamy told that Namadri NGR is a political wing newspaper. It's not from a newspaper. It's from an official government website. It should be scrutinized and released. What happened to the scrutiny of the official scrutiny of Sri Lanka? They wanted to see the pulse of India. They wanted to see the pulse of reaction from India.
Do you justify, Dr. Naganathan, the manner in which the Sri Lankan team was chased away from Chennai?
I'll put it the second up. Say, coming to, if you think this issue as a trivial issue, that sports should be promoted and all this stuff, why Tamil Nadu is so sensitive? Because Tamil Nadu is so sensitive because of the insensitiveness of the central government towards Sri Lanka. The insensitiveness of the central government in asking Sri Lanka of rehabilitation work. The insensitiveness of the Sri Lankan government, Indian government, to take care of her own Indian
But
fishermen.
those are different issues. No one is stopping Jaya from taking up those issues. The question that Mani Shankar Iyer asks, and that's the very important question, why penalize young cricketers who are innocent? What have they done?
No, let me complete. Sports, not only this, football players were sent back, IPL Sri Lanka players were not allowed to play in Tamil Nadu. Why sports has taken a bit of because to send a strong message to Sri Lanka that we are quite sensitive in all issues. What happened in upper thread? South Africa was isolated in all forms of sports during the apartheid racist policy. We want to tell a lesson to Sri Lanka. If you follow this fascist approach,
I'm sorry, in which
as
case the
apartheid
policy
regime,
is
you will have a
very
similar pattern.
inconsistent, Sharad Kumar, because if you wanted to send a message, you would have never given them permission to come to Chennai in the first place. They landed,
See,
they were given visas, they came here on the invitation of Haroon, who's the organizer of this tournament. Suddenly you realize that you don't want them around.
Mr. Rahul, they came after invitation, but the situation here has turned other ways. The situation has become different than what it was when the permissions were given or permissions were sought. Now the issue is different. It is blown out of proportion. So definitely it's been under control, and the Chief Minister is taking all steps to keep it under control. There's no law and order situation in Tamil Nadu. But it's a precautionary measure. I don't know why are you going on harping on the cricket issue. There are more larger issues to the whole issue. Actually, like Mr. Naganan said, it's very clear that they are worried about Madam Jayalalitha's stand in the assembly, a strong resolutions being passed in the assembly. No. She wants them to be tried for war criminal, economic sanctions. All these things are bothering them. So the only iron lady is Madam Jayalalitha, who is opposing them very vehemently. So they are getting threatened by her. That is why the posting on the website. That is the issue to be discussed, not the cricketing team.
Okay, I want to bring in Sarvanan, who's with the legal wing of the DMK. Mr. Sarvanan, is the DMK on the same page as Jayalalitha on this issue?
Tamil Nadu is an insult to the entire country.
Mr. Sarvanan, is the DMK on the same page as Jayalalitha on this issue? Or do you think that what Jayalalitha has done is completely incorrect, because Dr. Swamy is laughing through all of this? Dr. Swamy, how do you respond to what Sharad Kumar is saying? He's insisting again and again, don't look at what happened with the cricketers, look at the larger issue.
What is the larger issue? All these so-called Tamil extremist leaders, they badly lost in the election. The Vaiko's 8 candidates in alliance with BJP, 7 of them lost their deposit, and they were completely wiped out. Now, who are they talking about? This is not pro-Tamil. These are all Tamil extremists. They deserve to be in jail, in my opinion. You can't play with the integrity of India. We have national interests which determine foreign policy. The more we attack Sri Lanka in this crude way, you're only helping Pakistan and China to consolidate its position in Sri Lanka.
I'll respond.
Okay, I'm out of time on this broadcast. This is where we must end. Naganathan wants to make a quick 20-second interjection before we end.
Yeah, see, the arguments like China, Pakistan will close to go to Sri Lanka is a very falsified argument. If Subramanian Swamy is so bothered about the integrity of India, what about the 600 killing of Indian fishermen? What answer for the Sri Lankan army killing and massacre of 600 Indian fishermen across the border? We are bothered about our own Indian fishermen. Do you want to send a strong message, or do you want to still voice for Sri Lanka?
What sort of a message are you sending by sending kids away? Just think of what you're saying. You got a bunch of kids who've come for an under-15 match, you chase them away.
You're getting the whole thing, so you're only talking
That's
about
what I say. Sports is one of the medium to defend.
Sarvanan is back with us. I want to get a quick word before I end, because he hasn't had a chance to speak yet. Are you fully with your arch rival Jayalalitha on this issue, or are you prepared to say that what Jayalalitha did with the Sri Lankan juniors team is unfair and incorrect? Mr. Sarvanan, final words.
Yeah, we would go. Our leader has already condemned the Sri Lankan government, which belittled or criticized or given on the Sri Lankan website. He has already criticized it and said that is not proper. On this also, I think this is correct. What she had done is correct in the sense that it sends a strong message that what has happened earlier is still in the psyche of the Tamils, and we are still worried about them. So any participation from the Sri Lankan team or whatever it is will affect the psyche of the Tamilians.
I'm sorry.
What she did is the right thing.
One of the realities which is ignored is that permission was granted in the first place. This is a political controversy that erupted. That's how views have changed. But this young Sri Lankan team would have come. I'm out of time. So I'm afraid we'll have to end it over here. Each one of you is entitled to your opinion, and we leave it to our viewers to decide whether they agree with Mani Shankar Iyer and Dr. Subramaniam Swamy, who surprisingly happened to be on the same side today of this debate, or whether with the voices from Chennai, who despite being from opposite ends of the political spectrum are on the same page.